Hello, Augies Worldwide. I'm Dave Kassler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, here with another episode of Ask Dave. Today's question comes to us from KN6RQW, and his name is John. And John lives in a large apartment complex with a balcony that opens onto a courtyard with many other units. I would like to make my balcony antenna, type undecided as yet, and coax as unobtrusive as possible. So I'm wondering if I can paint them to blend in with the surroundings without degrading the signal. If so, do you have any suggestions for the type of paint that would work? Paint on antennas is a bit problematic because some paints have metal in them to cause the paint to be darker and cover what's underneath it. It used to be that lead was used for that because lead does such a fine job of stopping light. So you could paint dark blue over bright yellow or something, still have it dark blue. Lead-based paints obviously have been illegal for years because people have found that if ingested, the paint can cause brain damage. And unfortunately, for many years, cribs were painted with lead-based paint. And of course, if you've had a kid, as soon as they get teeth, they're going to chew on everything. So they chew on their crib, ingest the lead-based paint, and it can cause brain damage, severe brain damage in some cases. So, but paints can still have metal in them. Now, if you're painting something like a wire, I would suggest you just get the coax in the color you want. The color I have seen that blends in best with the background, the natural background, is sort of a medium dark gray. It seems to, just blend in fairly well. My antenna's end-fed half-wave 80 through 10 is made of sort of a darkish gray wire, not dark, but darkish gray wire. It's not a medium gray. It's not an 18% gray. It's somewhere in between, maybe a 40% gray. And it hides very well. It's very hard to see. Now, you can get coax in different colors. It's a little hard, but for a balcony antenna, there are two I would suggest that work. One's made by MFJ. It's called a balcony antenna, and it clips to your balcony rail, and it sticks out at about a 45-degree angle and uses a ham stick. And the ham sticks are about 6 feet tall, okay, and they're black with a silver stinger. And it's that silver stinger that's going to be visible. You could put the paint on it. Now, if there is metal in the paint, it is so close to the transmitting element that you'll get excellent capacitive coupling there. Okay, so otherwise you're looking for radome paint, and that gets really, really hard to do. But you can do that and make that stinger less visible. Now, that paint will flake off with time. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. Now, the way the balcony antenna works, it's got a counterpoise coming back from it that you would put in the house somewhere. It's insulated, but the end of the counterpoise has high voltage. So you want to put a wire nut or something over it. So if you've got kids crawling around and so on, they don't get to that wire while you're transmitting. Otherwise, they could get quite a surprise. RF burns are painful, but generally would be non-fatal. However, kids like to put things in their mouth. Now, the other type of antenna that is good is a magnetic loop. Now, let me draw a little something for you. We're going to do a plan view, or let's just do a side view of your building. Here's your balcony sticking out. Or however they do it. Sometimes they recess the balconies into the building itself. The MFJ antenna Sticks out about like that. And again, black and silver. The silver you may want to put some paint on or do something to make it less reflective. You could put a plastic sleeve over it, but UV will get that. And then there's a counterpoise that you can just run into the house over here, and you can transmit. Note that that's one band at a time. Okay, the 40-meter ham stick will cover the entire band, or pretty close to it, as I recall. They use ham sticks not only for this type of thing, but also for mobile work. You can put two of them together end to end, and you've got a dipole. There are all kinds of things that you can do with these ham sticks. Now the other is to put up a magnetic loop, and you can just set this near to the edge, get it up a little higher than that, and then put the mag loop, which is only about like that. Now there are, I want to show you this from the top. That was from the side. Looking down at the top of your balcony, here's your balcony, here's the building, here's your door, and so on. Okay, you want the magnetic loop probably somewhere between here and here, so that because it doesn't radiate off the center, it's got a null in that direction. It radiates off the end. So you can do that. It's also radiating into the house, but if you keep your power down, you're okay. Go through the section in your old license manual on RF safety. Okay, it's toward the back, and it talks about exposures and stuff like that. If you put the mag loop like this is a null coming in from here. It wants to transmit this way. So that's why I say put it somewhere out around here, and you'll get a lobe out there. Now the mag loop, of course, requires a lot of tuning. The MFJ balcony antenna is quite inexpensive. However, the mag loops, no matter who you get them from, are fairly expensive. MFJ has a mag loop antenna that has a remote unit that you can use to tune it fairly quickly. Once you get used to operating it, it tunes quite quickly. There are magnetic loop antennas out now if you've got the money for it. We're talking $600-700 now. That will attach to your radio, find the frequency of your radio, and automatically tune. That's, if you're living in an apartment, that tells me either you're in an area that's very crowded, like New York City or something like that, and everybody lives in an apartment, or you're in a place probably where $500 or $600 is a pretty good chunk of money. So that's why the balcony antenna with the ham stick is probably a better idea. You do have to change the ham stick for every band. You can actually unscrew the thing and set it down when you're not using it, so it'd be completely invisible at that point. So I hope that helps, and it gives you a little information on this. Again, as far as hiding antennas, the best color that I know of is sort of a darkish gray. I would not paint the antenna if you don't have to, but it does make it a little bit less obtrusive if you do. So there you have it. If you would like to help support this channel, you can. Go to dcasler.com/support. Also be sure to go to dcasler.com/giveaway to see what we're giving away this month. It shows how to enter. It's free. The only thing it costs you is the postage stamp to mail the postcard to enter. And it can be a postcard, it can be a letter, so on. All the rules are there. And now I know a number of people are going to be watching this many months from now, so I won't tell you what the specific one is for this month, but if you go to dcasler.com/giveaway, it will show you what it is we're giving away and has all the instructions for entering. So until we next meet, 73.